folks, late night television is dying. Stephen Colbert. Oh, no. Stephen Colbert is gone. Stephen Colbert, what's happening? What's happening with little Stephen? Well, turns out the Colbert show, late night show, is being canceled. Not because of anything. Just it's just CBS is making a financial decision. So there you go. So let's go ahead and talk about it. So Los Angeles, July 17th, The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, the most watched late night program on U.S. broadcast television and frequent platform of satire aimed at President Donald Trump, will end its 10-year run on CBS in May 2026, the network said on Thursday. The show will be retired and Colbert will not be replaced. New episodes will air until the end of broadcast season in May of 2026. A network statement said. Oh my goodness. This is purely a financial decision against a challenging backdrop in late night. It is not related in any way to the show's performance. The show is going crash and burn. BW says, who still watches it? I don't know. I remember as a kid watching late night television, and that was fun. But the internet's changed things, okay? It has. It's not related in any way to the show's performance, content, or other matters happening at Paramount, CBS executives said in a statement. Paramount Global, the parent company of CBS, is seeking approval from the U.S. Federal Communications Commission for $8.4 billion merger with Skydance Media. Ooh la la. This month, Paramount agreed to settle a lawsuit filed by Trump over an interview by his former Democrat challenger, Kamala Harris, at CBS 60 Minutes broadcast in October. Colbert told his audience on Thursday that he was informed of his show's cancellation the night before. The audience booed, and Colbert responded, yeah, I share your feelings. I'm not being replaced. This is all going away, the 61-year-old comedian said. Oh, he's 61? Wow, I didn't know that. The Late Show debuted in 1993 with David Letterman as host after he was passed over for NBC's The Tonight Show. Colbert, a regular on The Daily Show, before he hosted Colbert Report on Comedy Central, took over The Late Show in 2015. So see, I don't know, the Late Show was an interesting time, especially when David Letterman was hosting it, okay? Because for those you don't know, back in the day, I remember David Letterman's show. It was off the chain, but I do remember when he publicly said live on air that he was being, he had somebody was trying to extort him or something like that. Hold on. Let's actually double check. We're gonna go to Google. We're gonna do the Google. David Letterman. Hold on. Let's see. Hold on. I remember this. Okay, here we go. Okay, so yeah. So apparently there was this person. This is a story from 2009-2010 from ABC News. David Letterman, blackmailer, begins prison sentence. Oh, Robert Halderman, who tried to extort $2 million, led from court to begin jail term. The television news producer accused of trying to blackmail David Letterman for $2 million by exposing the talk show host's extramarital affairs was sentenced today in a Manhattan court. Again, this article is from 2010. Hold on. Sorry about that, folks. Robert Joe Halderman, an Emmy Award-winning producer at CBS News, did not speak before being led from the courtroom to begin a 6-month prison term he agreed to in a March plea deal. Wow. Listen to this. In September 2009, I attempted to extort $2 million from David Letterman by threatening to disclose personal and private information about him, whether true or false. Wow. I apologize to Mr. Letterman and his family. Wow. Jeez Louise. He felt great remorse for what he did. No, man, you don't feel great remorse for what you tried to do. Anyways, okay. So that's, hey, we went a little bit off tangent there. We went a little bit off tangent, though. Okay, so it was a fantastic job, Colbert said on Thursday. I wish somebody else was getting it, and it's a job that I'm looking forward to doing with this usual gang of idiots for another 10 months. Hey, don't be calling your crew idiots. He thanked executives at CBS, no, you should not, his show's audience, and the 200 people who work on the show. Oh. Damn. And Freddie G says, I was watching when the big slap happened. Oh, yeah. No, I remember it, too, when I was, I think it's like right after I got out of the Marine Corps, 2009, when David Letterman made that confession. What an interesting year, 2009. I was so innocent. Colbert often skewered Trump in his nightly monologue and criticized Paramount's settlement with the president. Oh, that's probably why the show's being canceled. The comedian called the company's payment to Trump a big fat bribe on his show on Monday. Oh, Senator Elizabeth Warren, a Democrat from Massachusetts, posted a clip that commented on X and echoed Skip's remark that America deserves to know if the show was canceled because of Colbert's politics. Late night shows have seen their audiences shrink as viewers have shifted from traditional television to streaming. Well, hey, tune in and stream and listen to Hard Lens Media as you should all the time, every time, okay? That's what I think all of you should do. So there you go. I would recommend it. I would recommend it right now. Tune in. But my goodness indeed. Goodness gracious Cretaceous. The Late Show drew an average of 2.5 million viewers during the 2024 to 2025 season that ended in June, ahead of ABC's Jimmy Kimmel Live and Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon. Our admiration, affection, and respect for the talents of Stephen Colbert and his incredible team made this agonizing decision even more difficult. The statement from Paramount co-CEO and CBS CEO George Cheeks, CBS Entertainment President Amy Reisbach, and CBS Studios President David Stapp. CBS canceled another late night show after midnight in March. The show had run immediately after The Late Show. Well, it's over now. It's all over. It's all over now. It's all over now. So there you go. There's nothing else to say. Nothing else to say about why the show got why the show is canceled. Well, I mean, it got canceled. It's financial decision. Did Stephen statements shake things up? I'm going to say no, but maybe it was that extra push. Could have been an extra push because television is in a weird spot. We might be entering an era where traditional television, as we know it, is officially going to be dying off like the dinosaur, and it'll be an end of an era. End of an era indeed.
It is the best $3 billion investment we make. Whether or not in Israel, the United States of America would have to invent an Israel to protect her interest in the region. The United States would have to go out and invent an Israel.
I don't mean to sound alarmist, but most of what they let you read is garbage. Most of it's designed to warp our minds until subconsciously you find you'll take the time to lick their boots free of grime and wipe their minds free of tarnish. Oil is the centerpiece, a body count of millions is the garnish. So how's it feel to know we funded every carcass? That every year our taxes pay for carpet bombing Gaza under shroud of darkness? Or that we spend enough a year to house and feed each homeless person in the streets on turning families in apartment buildings in the Middle East to bloody craters full of charred garments? And our media is silent at best. At worst, they can find it in themselves to call war crimes clashes and label children burned to ashes terrorists who played a stupid game and reaped the harvest. And every time we try to paint the truth, the news sends their slugs to suck off all the varnish and distort it into something harmless. See, the media will hang you by your feet and keep you half asleep. So yes, I'm here to set you free, but freedom won't be sweet because you'll fall 1,000 feet when I come cut you out your harness. They say those who dream the deepest fall the farthest. They also say that home is where the heart is. But if home for you is Gaza, Netanyahu's got you painted as a target. Perhaps it's not the impact, but it's what you see when falling that will hit the hardest. Maybe it's the sound of all those children crying out in those apartments that will hit the hardest. Maybe all those little bodies scattered in the dirt will hit the hardest. Maybe seeing human lives assigned such little worth will hit the hardest. Maybe it's the knowledge that you're paying for the darkest of atrocities committed on this earth that will hit the hardest. Maybe it's the knowledge that we give 10 million a day to oppressors who possess the kind of Medicare you'll die in debt before you see that's gonna hit the hardest. Maybe then you'll see you've always had more in common with the commoners whose slaughter we fund every day in Gaza than our senators and bosses. Maybe then you'll see our country never had a conscience. Maybe then the retroactive guilt will make you nauseous. Maybe what hits harder than the impact is the act of being conscious, of knowing your complicity and helplessness to try and stop the bloody deeds of Congress. And that no matter who's in office, America preserves its foreign interests by whatever means its greed demands, however monstrous. You see, we'll always need a place to drain our contras. And Biden's got a backup plan, should harm befall the Holy Land. Wipe it off the map, he'll draw it back on with an iron hand. He demands an Israel or reasonable effigy to exercise democracy and colonize the Middle East. Regardless of the human cost of phosphorus atrocities, bought and paid with money they rerouted out the budget for the non-essential things like ever making Flint's water clean. So maybe what hits hardest is the day you see this country for its actual priorities. And nevermore no honest peace attempting sleep. Maybe then you'll look at politicians making speeches like a blood-encrusted beast espousing destiny to empty seats and fellow leeches. As the gauntlet of democracy extends its brutal reach, like a giant wave of trash come to crash on foreign beaches. Maybe build a base, throw a flag down and heavily pollute the region. Rape your ecosystems, gut your fauna and congratulate you on your new allegiance. Oops, we mean alliance. This is something mutual unless you're non-compliant. We stole something crucial on which you can be reliant. So maybe what hits hardest is the centrist saying both sides need to stop the violence. And those would be the very same centrists saying we should all accept police brutality, who hem and haw and clutch their fucking pearls and spend their time condemning riots. But very soon will come the day the centrists all get censored like the rest of us, and pious as they'll try to be, they won't stay quiet. But they'll just end up shouting in the void that they were also quick to render us subscribers. And it will be too late to light the fires. So far away tonight, they burn the spires of a region set ablaze for which you've paid for every pyre. Which is why your checks weren't all $600 higher. And call it foreign interests or American desires. This is why your checks weren't all $600 higher. Far away tonight, they burn the spires of a region set ablaze for which you've paid for every pyre. Call it foreign interests or American desires. This is why your checks weren't all $600